4 near runway crashes in the first 2 months of the year.
Let's talk about it on Taking Off. Hi, I'm Dan Milliken.
And I'm Christy Wong. Thanks for watching, and thank you to our sponsors who make this possible. More in the description below, so please check it out.
Well, Christy, the first 2 months are done, and we've had 4, count them 4, high-profile near hits on the runway for 121 operations.
I noticed you said near hits, not near miss.
Yeah, when I did the first story on the JFK near miss, I had a friend I was with at the time, and he referred me to the stand-up pitch of George Carlin that a near miss was this.
Well, he's not wrong, so we'll call them near hits. Runway incursions and near hits have been a big focus of the FAA, and they actually happen all the time, but not usually in the 121 world.
And for those not familiar, Part 121 refers to the FAA operations around major carriers of passengers and cargo. So when Christy jumps in her Cherokee Warrior and flies around, it's not Part 121. But when she's flying for Envoy and piloting a plane with a bunch of passengers, she flies under Part 121.
That's right, and that's why these near hits are making headlines. It's happening with planes full of passengers. But here's an interesting stat about the safety in 121 operations. There hasn't been a major crash in the US involving passengers since 2009. That's 14 years. The 121 world is doing things right for the most part, and the system has been working clearly. Let's take a look at these 4 to find out what we can learn to help make us better pilots and better people.
All right, number 1, January 13th at JFK, an American Airlines 777 took the wrong taxiway and crossed the wrong runway in front of a Delta 737 that had just begun their takeoff roll. The Delta was able to slam on the brakes and abort the takeoff in time.
Kudos to the on-the-ball ATC tower controllers.
In this one, there were 3 pilots on the American flight, and the NTSB prelim clearly points to them.
Mistakes happen, but the flight continued to depart and went to London, and the CVR loop was erased by the time they landed. In the NTSB report, the investigators interviewed the ATC controllers, the pilots on the Delta flight, but the pilots on the American flight refused to the interview, citing that they were opposed to it being recorded.
So what can we take away here? Well, we don't know what was going on the flight deck of the 777, but it's a reminder for me to stay focused during taxi and critical phases of flight.
Also, the importance of having other pilots, people to watch your backs, and even if I'm not the one flying, I'm situationally aware and ready in an instant to help, to be an extra set of eyes and ears for the pilot flying.
Okay, then on a foggy, terrible visibility day in Austin, February 4th, a FedEx 767 on short final had to go around over the top of a Southwest Airlines 737 on the same runway. On this one, the pilots did everything right.
Kudos to the pilots. The tower controller cleared the 737 for takeoff while also clearing the 767 for landing. The planes came within 100 feet of each other. That's a near hit. Fortunately, the FedEx was aware and called a go-around.
And a report we haven't been able to yet confirm, that particular controller did lose his certification.
Well, the takeaway here is that anyone can make a mistake. When I'm in the plane, I need to keep aware of what's going on and realize that everyone's human, even the controllers, and they can make mistakes too, though it is rare.
The third one, in Burbank on February 24th, a Mesa CRJ 900 regional jet had to abort a landing on short final after a SkyWest E-175 was cleared to take off. The automated alert sounded on the flight deck of the Mesa airplane, and they were able to avoid the SkyWest. The automated alert, Christy, for non-121 people, how does that work?
Okay, it's called TCAS. It's Traffic Collision Avoidance System, and it's software in our planes that looks for other traffic. TCAS will even tell us what to do if a plane gets too close, such as to climb or descend.
Okay, this one was eerily similar to the Austin incident. The planes were cleared by the tower that put them in the hazardous situation. The takeaway? Same as Austin.
You know, we train and train to eliminate our own errors, to make good judgment calls, to learn the skills necessary to avoid tragedy. This is a great reminder to keep my head in the game and that people can and do make mistakes, so always be prepared. All right, finally, February 20th, at Boston's Logan International Airport, the pilot of a Learjet 60 took off without clearance as a JetBlue Embraer 190 was about to land. The ATC tower controller had instructed the Learjet to line up and wait on runway 9 while the JetBlue was landing on runway 4 right, which intersects runway 9. The Learjet pilot read back the line up and wait clearance.
Well, what we know from the FAA, the FAA said in a statement, the Learjet pilot read back the instructions clearly but began a takeoff roll instead. The pilot of the JetBlue aircraft took evasive action and initiated a climb out as the Learjet crossed the intersection of the two runways.
Again, takeaway here, people make mistakes. As pilots, we need to not only guard against our own mistakes through training and attentiveness, but we need to be prepared for the people around us to make mistakes. In all these cases, tragedy was thankfully averted because someone somewhere broke the chain that can lead to a disastrous outcome.
In Boston, the pilots of the JetBlue saw what was going on. The tower controller saw it and called an abort, and their attentiveness stopped the chain of reactions that could have led to a horrible accident.
The outcome of all these incidents? Well, the FAA's acting administrator, Billy Nolan, on February 14th announced that he was forming a team of experts to review airline safety in light of these near hits. The summit will occur in March.
He wrote that the committee will examine which mitigations are working and why others appear to not be as effective as they once were. Christy, I'm not sure what he means there, mitigation. Like JFK, isn't there some kind of mitigation for runway incursion, lights or something?
Well, it could be that additional measures just need to be put in place to people-proof the system. I'm just glad that none of these 4 incidents ended with a tragedy. It's good situational awareness that will save us. It's just great that we can learn from something not written in blood. Thanks to you guys for watching, and don't forget to visit our sponsors like tailwindwaymakers.org. Go to their website and buy a raffle ticket to win an actual airplane. They're making dreams of flight training possible through scholarship money earned from the raffle and gifts.
And check out our other sponsors going across the screen right now. All of them have products and services that we use and vet. And all of them are run by pilots, which is really cool that we can keep it in the aviation family.
Absolutely. And thanks again to you guys for watching. Check out this report that both of us, along with Bailey, did on the Buddy Holly crash. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Taking Off.
See ya.